The world knows Stephen Jones as a respected rugby writer. South Africans know him as a man who antagonizes Springboks supporters. And today, you are going to get a front row seat to the latest nonsense from this man. But before we get started, may I recommend my book, How to Become a Sports Journalist, as a great Christmas gift. I've been in sports journalism and broadcasting for more than 20 years, and in this book I share my journey and advise on how anyone can get into this business. It's available on Amazon and the link is in the description area down below. So over the years, Jones has routinely rubbed Boks supporters up the wrong way with what we have often felt is unnecessary criticism. Often also unfounded. He has attacked our style of play, our bomb squad, our everything almost. But now he has insulted us indirectly with his latest clueless take. Look at this post on X after Argentina's wonderful win over Scotland on Sunday. No one ever lifted a finger to help Argentine rugby. Kicked out of Super Rugby, none of their players based at home. They must be exhausted, but they play great and stylish rugby. Sporting nobility. Oh dear. So let's address this really poor take. No one ever lifted a finger to help Argentine rugby? Well, that's not true. If anyone has helped them, it would be South Africa. In many ways, in rugby, South Africa and Argentina are the best of friends. We are amigos. We might even be brothers. I've even heard that Los Pumas consider us as the team they most want to beat. That's not because they can't stand us. It comes from a place of respect. They feel that we have always made time for them. You can go all the way back to 1959 when South Africa sent the junior Springboks to tour Argentina. Our administrators were so impressed that in 1964 they invited Argentina to tour South Africa, and the South Americans arrived a year later for a tour of 16 matches. At the time, men like Dr. Dani Craven even helped the Argentines in terms of preparation for the tour and various other advice. In fact, their nickname, the Pumas, was coined by a South African rugby writer. Carl Kohler figured we already had the All Blacks, Wallabies and Springboks, so Argentina needed something catchy. But he wasn't sure what animal was actually on their jersey. Under deadline pressure, he guessed that it was a puma, even though it was actually a jaguar, and the nickname stuck. Argentina actually kept the jaguar on their jersey until as recently as 2023, when they changed it to a puma. Now, it also happened that Argentina began to boycott South Africa because of apartheid, but the Argentine rugby fraternity still wanted to play against the Springboks, and so the South American Jaguars were born. The team was effectively Argentina in a different jersey, although there were players from Uruguay, Chile, Paraguay, Brazil and even Spain. They played 8 tests against South Africa from 1980 to 1984. Some were played in SA, but others were played in cities like Montevideo and Santiago. In South America, they were known as the Sudamerica 15, and in 1982 famously beat the Boks in Bloemfontein. Fast forward to our readmission and we toured there in 1993 and again in 1996. We also played one-off tests home and away against them several times before they joined the Rugby Championship in 2012. We lobbied for that. Now by then, the French had also played a big role in helping their players become professional. The sport was still amateur in Argentina, but their best players played professionally, mostly in France. And that was one of the reasons they finished third at the 2007 Rugby World Cup. Some South Africans tried to inform Jones. He didn't take too kindly to it. Some South Africans tried to inform Jones. He didn't take too kindly to it. Usual codswallop from biased Safa. But he was put in his place by Argentina's 2007 captain, Agustin Pichot. Stephen, we have a Super Rugby League and an amazing grassroots rugby and a HP, that's high performance, plan since 2010, helped by New Zealand, South Africa and Australia. Bernard Lapasse helped a lot those days also. We never forget people that have helped Argentina rugby and clubs that helped us to have a career as well. It was so nice to see Agustin get involved there. Jones can dismiss ordinary people like us, but he has no comeback for someone as distinguished as Agustin Pichot. I scrolled through the response and saw nothing from Jones. Now, the way I see it is there are two ways this could go. One, Jones is posting this from a place of genuine ignorance. There is merit in that. As a man who predominantly covers the Six Nations teams, there genuinely could be a gap in his knowledge when it comes to Argentina. It is entirely possible he did not know that we helped them, or France, New Zealand, and Australia for that matter. The second option is the one that is problematic and unfortunately the more likely, I think, especially because of the antagonizing way that he responds to people who are pointing out that he is wrong, saying things like codswallop and rubbish. He knows the history full well and is acutely aware of how posting something like this will antagonize South African fans on social media. And I think that's what this is. I really do. If I can just quickly talk about the other things he put in his post about them being kicked out of Super Rugby, well, yes, they were kicked out in a similar way that we were. There is a Super Rugby Americas, which is not at the highest of standards. You could say that that is a competition designed more to help Uruguay, Chile, and other nations in the region to improve. In that sense, Argentina are doing for them what we and others did for them back in the day. Jones also says none of their players are based at home and they must be exhausted. Well, so what if none of their players are based at home? It's a professional sport. The best players play where the best salaries are on offer. Argentina, as a football-loving country, will be the first to understand that. After all, their wonderful player, Lionel Messi, plays his club football in the USA, and before that, France and Spain. Argentines would be the last people to even question why Pablo Matera, Julian Montoya, or Santiago Carreras are playing in Japan, France, or England. Jones also says they must be exhausted. Well, then the Springboks must also be exhausted, given how many of our players play overseas and have largely done the same travelling as the Argentine national team this year. I don't see any sympathy from Jones towards us. And as you can tell by results so far this November, the Springboks and Los Pumas are coping very well. Jones finishes off with, "But they played great and stylish rugby, sporting nobility." For once, we agree. Jones is a veteran rugby writer. I'm not entirely sure how old he is, but if I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and they asked me which World Cup he covered first for $1 million and I didn't have any lifelines, I'd confidently say 1987. He has been there, done that, and got all the t-shirts. The Welshman has seen it all. Jones has nearly 32,000 followers on X. As I record this episode, this post of his has had nearly 350,000 impressions. For context, my best ever X post has 175,000 impressions. He is a wily old fox of a journalist and is playing the social media game. Jones knows what works and what doesn't. He is perfectly aware that a post like this, regardless of how ill-informed, will rile up a certain base of supporters. In this case, us. And that, guys, is what you call engagement farming. Even clickbait, if you like. But what do you think? Do you agree with Jones that no one ever lifted a finger to help Argentina, and that the rest of us are missing his point entirely? Or are you with me that this is an appalling take designed to antagonize Springbok supporters primarily, but also Pumas fans, and those from other countries too, come to think of it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, why not help me out with a super thanks? That's the heart button with a $sign inside of it. You'll have the opportunity to make a highlighted comment. I promise to reply to it. I'll also hit the love button on your comment. You'll have the opportunity to make a small donation to my channel. It's whatever you want it to be. It's in dollars, and it starts from $1. So you can give me one, or you can give me 100,000. especially if you used to work at Eskom, and they gave you a lacquer bonus when you left. The reason I'm asking for your donations is because I would love to do this full-time, and I would also love to go to Australia in 2027 and cover the Rugby World Cup for you from down under with daily coverage. But I'll need your help to make it happen, and if you're not yet ready to support me in that manner, you can also just spear tackle the like button, and you can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And since you're still here, you'll know, most likely, we're playing Ireland in Dublin this coming weekend. They've had our number lately. Here's a video where you can see the reaction from Coach Jock Ninabe after they beat us at the last Rugby World Cup. And if you've already seen it, may I recommend this one, where I delve deeply into the state of club rugby in South Africa, and I'm helped by a certain man of high reputation as to how we can fix it and make things better. Pick one, and I'll see you next time.